Welcome to episode 35 of America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction. My name is David Hunt and I am your host. Please set your DVRs to record. This show could save your child's life. According to the CDC, there are over 100,000 opioid deaths in the United States in 2022. Today's guest is Mallory Sweeney of the Megan House Foundation. I met Pamela Huntley and Mary Beth Murphy on the April Zoom call of District Attorney Marion Ryan's opioid task force, where they gave a presentation of how Megan's House is changing the lives of young women with a substance use disorder. Mallory Sweeney is the recovery specialist supervisor and has worked at Megan's House for a year and a half. Mallory has been involved with the recovery community for 5 years and has a passion for working with individuals in recovery, specifically young women. She finds working with individuals in recovery and struggling with mental health extremely rewarding, and her goal is to become a licensed clinician. She is currently in school pursuing her LADC, which is a licensed alcohol drug counselor. Mallory, welcome to my show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, tell me about Megan's House. When did it begin?
So Megan's House, our residential treatment home, opened in 2015.
What can you tell us about who Megan was?
So Megan was the daughter of our founder, and she passed away from an overdose at age 26 while waiting for a bed.
She couldn't get a bed and she passed?
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Away. I know, it's very sad, unfortunately.
And she tried all these steps and that's just what's happening?
Yes, yep. She was waiting on a waiting list to get a bed, and unfortunately she passed away.
So I understand the waiting list is pretty long and difficult to get in.
Yes, they can be.
So what is the actual mission of Megan's House?
So our mission is to improve the quality of life of our residents through an evidence-based substance abuse treatment program that emphasizes individual dignity, self-respect, and empowerment.
And where would one find Megan's House? Where are you guys located?
We're in Lowell, Mass.
Nice. We should have a picture coming up. Oh, that's beautiful. That's Megan's.
Yes, it's a very nice house.
Looks pretty large. How many beds does that facility have?
So we're licensed for 26 beds.
Now, if I was, a patient was to come in, how long can they stay? Is this a move in a year, 2 years, 10 minutes?
So our program is anywhere from 6 to 12 months, depending on how a resident progresses through our phases of the program.
And is it male, female, or is it female only?
So our program is for females only, ages 18 to 26. But we do have a waiver for up to 28.
If a woman is pregnant with a substance problem, is she allowed in?
Yes, we do take pregnant women, but once they're ready to deliver, they would need to go to a separate house that's licensed for children.
Can they come back after that?
Yes, they can.
What do they do with the child? Roughly.
Yeah, so that is something they would have to set up with the other program that's licensed for kids, or if they have, if they're working with DCF or...
Okay, I was trying to get at is they don't have a daycare for the baby that's 2 days old.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, we're not licensed to
Mom
have children.
Mom can come back, but the kid can't come back.
Yeah, their child can come visit. But.
And what are the requirements to get in? What do I have to do to be able to be a resident?
So we utilize the ASAM assessment tool to make sure that a resident is appropriate for our level of care. They do have to be detoxed and stabilized to be admitted. But if they haven't been through a detox, we will help them get a bed so they can come to Megan's House.
Now, once they get there, what can the guest experience? You can take all the time you need on this. I want this into detail. Okay. I walk through the door. If I was a female, I walk through the door, I'm admitted. What's going to happen to me during the day?
So residents are provided weekly individual therapeutic sessions with a clinician to work on any sensitive underlying issues that might contribute to their addiction. Unfortunately, the majority of our residents have extensive histories with trauma, abandonment, mental health diagnoses, and just a lack of self-confidence. So co-occurringly, while they're learning how to be sober, they're also addressing these harsh realities. In addition to individual therapy, we also provide daily group therapy. And some of our groups include wellness, feelings, recovery, goals, expressive art therapy, which they really love, peer-led, nurturing, and relationships.
What would a patient or guest resident do all day? What's the day like? They get up, do they have breakfast?
Yes, so we have a daily schedule, program schedule every day. So usually they wake up, we do medications, breakfast, then they start with, we have groups throughout the day. Some of our girls are working, so they would go to either school or work.
Okay.
They have individual therapy once a week with their clinicians. We have free time. There's also me time, so they can practice self-care. So they do have plenty of downtime in the morning, at night, and throughout the day they're in therapeutic groups and meeting with their case manager or clinician.
So they're allowed to leave?
Yes. Once they're at a certain phase, their first couple weeks in the program, they're more at the program just getting comfortable. But once they're at around 4 to 6 weeks, then they start going to appointments, on bus runs. We really have a slow process and making sure they're comfortable leaving.
I'm sure there's no such thing anywhere as 100% success. When some of
Yes.
these people are back out on the street, going to work, meeting their friends, do they tend to sometimes slip behind and get back into old habits?
It does happen. Thankfully, with our program, it is pretty rare just because of the setup we have. We make sure that they're not going out their first time alone. They're with a senior resident or staff until they're at a phase where we feel confident in them and they feel confident being out in the community.
Some of the factors that these people started using in the first place, do you guys try to eliminate these factors and stressors that cause them to want to escape?
Yes, it's really important that we have a completely safe environment. So all of our staff and the residents, we work on eliminating triggers. We make sure that we're really trauma informed. So there's never, a time where they're in our house and they feel unsafe or they might be triggered. We also have a very open environment where our residents feel really comfortable coming to staff and talking about these feelings during groups.
That's an overnight facility also, they sleep there? Obviously.
Yes, they do live there.
Are they allowed guests?
Yeah, we have weekly visits every Sunday. So they can have, family come, really close friends. They come for visits too.
No sleepovers?
No sleepovers, yeah.
Well, you got to ask, some of the facilities have it wide open.
Yes, no sleepovers on our part.
That takes away all the fun.
Yeah.
But obviously you're there for a mission. And
Yes, and to keep it safe is our main priority.
Absolutely. So obviously you're providing some type of skill. If I was a resident there and I go there and I don't have a job, and this is why I got into drugs in the first place, because I'm selling drugs to live and make my money, and of course you're going to use it if you're selling it. I have no skills whatsoever. I just got out of high school. I'm a young woman, nothing, never worked a day in my life. What would you do to help me? What type of skills would you walk me through?
Yeah, so each resident has a case manager who is instrumental in developing life skills and gradually re-entering them back into the community. So life skills include, but are not limited to, obtaining identification. Some of our residents come in without, a driver's license or a birth certificate, so we help them get all that in order, as well as scheduling and attending medical appointments in general, job readiness, resume building, time management, gaining and maintaining employment. We also help with applying and attending for school and budgeting.
Now, you don't teach the actual skill. Do you set them up with other companies that teach the skills?
Our case manager helps them directly with resume building as well as job searching, everything like that. But we do have other sources like ATR, CTI that's in Lowell, and those are outside sources that help them.
Community teamwork.
Yes.
I know them well down in Lowell.
Yes. So they help them with also job searching and things like that.
Do they move out of Dutton, or are they still down there, downtown?
They're still downtown.
They're still
yeah.
down. It's a wonderful staff. I know the people down there. They're
Yes.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they're
to work
awesome.
with, from multiple areas.
Yeah, so they really help with our girls as well.
Now, as far as how many people in a ratio come in, have a job, know what to do, or how many come in absolutely clueless?
It really depends. Every individual is so different. So some of the girls, they, have a lot of work experience, so they're just ready, they can't wait to start working and job searching. Others, it's a little bit scarier. Or they might not have the skills or the background. So thankfully our care is very individualized, and our case manager is really good about taking the time to do what's comfortable for each client.
How many people are in the house on the staff, roughly?
For staff, we have about 11.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, dinner, so is that up to them, or do you cook dinner too?
So one of the chores that we have for residents is prep. So
there's always a catch to getting in.
Yeah, so there's 2 girls that every week will be responsible for cooking dinner for the house. We provide all of the groceries and everything for them. And so we do only dinner as our community meal. And then breakfast and lunch, they're welcome to make themselves. We have an open kitchen. All the food is provided for them.
Now, you've got a staff of about 11. What type of training and job descriptions do they have? What do I find? A manager, a couple caseworkers? What do you got for them?
Yeah, so we have a couple of recovery specialists. We have the recovery specialist supervisor. We have an art therapist, case management, family therapist. We have 2 clinicians and our program director. So staff has ongoing trainings throughout the year. We provide on-site trainings for HIPAA, substance abuse disorders, co-occurring disorders, mandated reporting, family engagement. We have trauma-informed care trainings, overdose awareness, professional conduct, motivational interviewing, and medicated assisted treatment. So all of our staff are trained on all of these.
So it's safe to say they're highly trained.
Yes, very much so.
A lot of companies open up and unfortunately they don't have the training or the facilities you do.
Yes.
And it's basically very minimal and very lacking in skills for people.
Yes, we definitely make sure our staff are very up to date, on any training and information that they need.
Now, what else can you tell me about Megan's House while we're on the subject before we progress into errands?
Yeah, so Megan's House, honestly, I started working there mostly because I had heard of the program's reputation. I have a big passion for helping people in substance abuse, and some of the programs that are out there, there's just so many. With Megan's House, they have a staff and team that really cares, and it seems that they hit every single angle that someone that struggles with substance abuse would need to work through, as well as making it fun and safe. Like some of our residents, you really see that they just open up, and you see a side of them that they didn't come in with, and it just shows that this program really works.
So you found a formula that works and you're sticking with it.
Yes, exactly.
Now, Erin's House, I understand you're opening, you did open in 2017,
Yes.
Erin's House.
Yes.
Where is that located and what does that do? Oh, I see an Erin's House.
Yes, there's Erin's House. So Erin's House is our success home or sober house. It's located in Dracut, Mass. And we provide safe, sober, affordable housing to 8 women early in recovery that need supportive case management services that are provided. That includes setting goals, budgeting, time management, following through with medical and psychiatry appointments, obtaining scholarships, and transitioning into safe aftercare in the community. So the residents need to be working, volunteering, or in school for at least 30 hours per week.
That thing looks brand new. Did they make that just for you guys? Or?
Yeah, it's a very, very nice house.
Now, what are the requirements? What do I have to be to get into this one? Again, is it boy, girl, male, female? Is there an age requirement? What do I got to do?
Yes, so it is still a female-only house. Residents need to have 60 days sober and a letter from a treatment provider for coming in, and they need to be at least 18 years old.
Now, what are the rules for staying at Erin's House? Is it an overnight? Is it 10 minutes? Is it a year, half a year? What are the rules here?
Yeah, so residents can stay at Erin's House for up to 24 months, and they would be living there.
Same thing overnight?
Yes.
Leave at the daytime, go to work, wherever?
Correct, yes.
Now, if I'm going to be at Erin's House, walk me through I get out of bed from that point on until I tuck myself in.
Okay, so residents that are at Erin's House, they can expect to live in a beautiful, clean, sober home with supports with them. There are some rules, however, they are minimal, unlike Megan's House, and they're in place to just keep a safe home and offer some structure for residents as well. Residents are expected to participate in a weekly house meeting, drug testing, and to be courteous of other residents that is required.
And if I'm not working, you don't have a job, what do I do all day? Do I go outside, hang around on the corner if I want to stay in the house? What do you have for me if I want to stay in the house?
So if residents aren't working, they are expected to be volunteering or attending school. They need to be, showing some goal setting and progressing. Unfortunately, you can't hang around all day unless it's your day off.
So I can't hang out on the couch in pajamas.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
And who does the cooking here as far as food?
Girls are responsible for their own meals. There's a beautiful big kitchen so they can, have groceries and cook for themselves.
My viewers are going to know there's a theme here. I'm always asking about food.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's important.
We don't have about the recovery as much as we ask about the food.
Yes, it's important.
Well, it is. I mean, people have certain allergies, certain likes.
Yes.
And you meet all the likes. If someone has something special, you can accommodate.
Exactly, yeah. So at Megan's house in particular, we have a weekly menu. So some girls are vegetarian, we have allergies. So we make sure that all the food is accommodated for each person.
Mm-hmm. And I have that special diet, I'm lobster only. You could do that for me?
I don't know about that, but we could try.
Now, how does somebody afford to get into these houses? Both Megan, we didn't mention on Megan. Let's go back to Megan for a quick second.
Sure.
How does somebody get funded and pay for Megan's house? How do you get paid?
So how do we get paid?
Yeah.
So we are contracted through BSAS and under the Department of Public Health, so they fund most of our operations.
What else can you tell me about Erin's house?
Yeah, so Erin's house, it's a lot more independent. Megan's house, we're really getting them prepared. And Erin's house is more sober living, so the girls have a lot more freedom, but still structure and support to make sure they're in a safe environment.
And you have how big is the staff at this facility?
So we have one program director, and we also have a house manager.
Nice.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now I understand when the congratulations are in order. In July, you're going to be opening up Emma's house. What is Emma's house? What can you tell us about this?
So Emma's house will be our second sober house that can house up to 9 women. Yeah, we're really excited about opening it.
And where's that going to be located?
So Emma's will be located in the Belvedere section of Lowell. It's a beautiful home located on the bus route or within walking distance to Middlesex Community College and downtown.
Nice area.
Yes, yeah.
And the big question, how long can I stay?
So residents can also stay up to 24 months at Emma's as well.
Is this going to be an overnight?
Yes, exactly.
And cooking? And food?
Yes, yep.
Guest policy?
Yes, everything is, all the requirements are the same as Erin's.
That makes it easy.
Yes.
See if people paid attention. What were those requirements? Like how, who, where?
Exactly.
Now, what do I have to do to get in? Is there an age limit? Again, male, female? What's the rules?
So it's the same as Erin's. You have to be at least 18 years old, and you would have to have 60 days sober and a letter from a treatment provider.
Okay, we've gone over how you get paid, so
Yes.
I understand you might be running a couple of fundraisers throughout the year, and you can take some time on this. This is
Sure.
a chance to plug what you're doing.
Okay.
What type of fundraisers do you have? I'm sure your funding facility can't cover all your needs, and you have
Yeah.
to raise other money. What are those fundraisers?
So we have our 9th annual For Hope and Recovery Golf Tournament coming up on June 19th, which is always a fun-filled day, and it raises money for our foundation. We also have an annual fall event this year. It's on September 28th at Long Meadow Country Club, and all the details are also posted on our website and social media.
Okay, so we'll be throwing that up on the board also on how to get in touch with you guys.
Yes, definitely.
Have you gone to the fundraisers yourself?
I haven't had the opportunity. I think I am going in September, so I'm really looking forward to it.
So we going coming up on June 19th?
Yes.
So that means our editors have to hurry up and get this out there on the air before?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, we're filming before June 19th.
Yes.
So what are the names of some of your sponsors, if you don't mind giving them out? If they like a plug on who sponsors you?
Yeah, of course. So a few of our sponsors are Nancy Donahue, John Darr Credit Union.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Enterprise Bank, Eastern Salt, Lowell 5, Milltown Plumbing, Athenian Corner, Griffin Greenhouse Supplies, Mickey Ward Charities, Ellen Andre, Greater Lowell Health Alliance, Justin's Voice.
Oh, I know them well, Lucchese's.
Yeah.
They were a guest.
Yes, awesome. Boss Steel, Align Credit Union, the DeMoulas Foundation, Washington Savings Bank, IUPAT District Council, Design Lighting, and Lowell Central Electric.
There's a lot of concerned people that are doing a lot for the community.
Yes, our community is really, really good to us. They're extremely supportive, so we're
Especially
lucky.
after you guys appeared on the DA's opioid task force.
Yes.
You had a wonderful presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
That's how I met up with you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. So there was a lot more for the presentation. They talked about a half an hour at the task force meeting, really into detail. It was quite a presentation. It was very impressive for the peers that are in the industry and for police chiefs, fire chiefs, social workers, and other leaders that now know what the foundation can do. I was very impressed hearing it. So I'm going to turn it over to you. This is the chance you can say anything you want within reason.
Thank
we
you.
we will cut you off, I assure you.
Okay.
What would you like to say that I haven't asked you?
Honestly, I'm just really happy to be here. I think that, we're really lucky to be in a community that cares so much about its residents. And, if you know anybody that's struggling at all, we currently have a few open beds, and we're always happy to help to point anybody in the right direction. So I just really appreciate you having us today to get out the word. And yeah, I'm hoping that we can continue to have success helping.
Now, of course, money being the most important thing. For people that are out there, if you go on the website, I'm sure they take a donation. They can do that?
Yes.
They can donate directly. So for the viewers that are not a company, or even if you are a business, I take it you're tax exempt?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, nonprofit tax exempt, 501c3. I think it's a great way to help the community and obviously help some people that are in need. So before we go into my closing, one of the very few recipients.
Thank you.
That we're showing that up on the screen.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You guys do a lot of hard work. You deserve it.
Yeah.
And it's time to be recognized for some of the work you do.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
So for those people that have been keeping track of me and my progress, I'm gaining a little weight. I'm feeling a little better. So of course, again, I have to thank the wonderful surgical team over at Tufts Medical Center. It's been about a year and a half now. So for all the people that have been following me, it's easier just saying I'm doing better than getting 1,000 emails. So yes, thanks to the group out of Tufts, I'm doing a lot better and appreciate everything that they've done for me. And of course, the surgical team, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So going into my closing, I would like to thank our guest, Mallory Sweeney, for appearing today. As always, thank you for watching. Please share this program with your social media friends. If you or someone you know is suffering from a substance abuse disorder or now even a gambling problem, you can contact the Massachusetts Substance Use Helpline. Yeah, they're the ones you see on TV nonstop now. And their toll-free number is 1-800-327-5050. This show can be seen on a rotating basis on Woburn Public Media stations and on demand on their website and on YouTube. As always, thank you for the great staff of Woburn Public Media for making this show possible. Please enjoy our closing theme, Rise Above the Noise by Fireheart, through the closing credits for our important contact information. For America in Crisis, Breaking the Cycle of Addiction, my name is David Hunt. Please watch all the way to the end. It's going to show you what my past shows were. Maybe there's something you're interested in. And it'll show you contact information of some of our past guests. So thank you. My next show coming up, episode 36, we have a wonderful guest coming in. Looking forward to it. And again, if you know someone that needs help, check out one of our former guests. Check out what's available to you. You don't have to go it alone. There's hundreds of people out there that are willing to help you now. Thank you for watching.
Above the noise, you hear us cry. There are people who care. Listen to the sound if you dare. Rise above the noise in the air. The sound not heard is what we bear. Listen to the sound if you dare. the whispers that I hear behind my back are those who never lost a child, a friend, and so they lack a sense of loss, a peace that's gone with no return. Above the noise is how we cope, above the noise is how we learn. The most important things in life I found comes deep within the heart, the purest sound.